Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I kind of have like a little update for y'all, and it's just kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's gonna be kind of all over the place because a lot of things have been happening in my life lately, and I am a little, not freaked out, but I'm just like, okay, I need to kind of vent this out, let it be known. I know you guys really like it when I share these instances and occurrences with you. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna sit down and this is what my YouTube video for the week is going to be about. And of course it's paranormal, and I think it is revolving around a little ghost that is probably visiting me, and I think I know who it may be. So that is very fun and interesting. But without further ado, y'all already know, grab your matcha and grab your good grub and snacks. And today I am having literally lemon water with a bunch of matcha. Y'all already know, any form that I can take matcha in, I will literally take. I ran out of oat milk, and you know what? Lemon water gives me a really good feeling in my tummy. I'm not gonna dive into the pseudoscience of like, oh, detoxification, because I know there's a lot of like controversy about that. But when I do have a lot of lemon and matcha and incorporate it into my diet, I do feel good. So do with that whatever you want, but got my matcha and we're just gonna dive right on into it. I literally wrote down on like sticky notes when all these things started happening. I just wrote it down right away, and I also put it in my notes because I just got a new phone. So of course when my phone was kind of getting ready, I couldn't like put down my notes, like everything that was happening. I just grabbed a pen and paper, bam. So I think I kind of want to like preface this first by saying I feel like I am very much in tune with energies right now. I've always been very sensitive to energies. I've always been very sensitive to the paranormal, and sometimes there are days where I feel it so intensely. And what I mean by that is basically like a pull or a calling to the other side. The most, I wouldn't say bizarre because nothing is truly bizarre, but the most amazing synchronicities tend to fall like right into my lap around these times and moments. I used to feel it most intensely around my moon cycle. If y'all don't know what that is, that's just another term for like menstruation. Funny enough, my moon cycle is literally in sync with the full moon. So around the full moon, I would see things around my house and just shadow people. Super crazy, right? Well, not crazy, but super paranormal things just around these times. But lately I've been feeling kind of, I don't know, not deeply in tune as I usually am. But this suddenly changed. So this started the other day where my father and I, we were home alone, and my sister and my mother went to like a hockey game with my sister's boyfriend. So my father and I, we were like, oh, let's just go grab some dinner together. And I wanted Thai food more than anything in the world. I was craving Thai food. However, I felt inspired action, and no matter how badly I wanted Thai food, I just felt this gut feeling and inspired action to go to this like pub by our house. And even though I didn't really want it, something just told me go there. So I'm very in tune with myself, and I just decided like, hey dad, like something's telling us to go here. So we go, and how do I explain this? Basically, my father and I sit down, and I told him that I had been having these really weird dreams, and I feel as though they are telling me something. And my father, he is always so open to what I have to say, my experiences. So he told me, what do you think they mean? I told him, oh, well, I think this means that. It's something kind of personal, having to do with like family. But my father was listening, and we mentioned a particular cousin of ours, and we hadn't seen him in quite some time, and we just started recently like seeing him again. And we just briefly mentioned him, and I said how, you know, I am so happy to see him and see our family like that, and yada yada, right? And I started feeling this weird like ringing in my ear. And I'm like, weird, but I'm hungry, so And then not even 30 seconds later, guess who walked in? I'll just give you like 3 seconds to guess. That cousin literally walked in, and my dad and I just like, our jaws dropped to the floor and we looked at each other, and my dad said, "Oh, speak of the devil." Super, super, super amazing synchronicity happening there. So I knew that my energy was very much in tune. And there were more paranormal kind of manifestation things to come, basically. Along with that, let me see, I wrote down a lot of things because really weird things started happening yesterday. This is shortly after the pub instance. So I told my mom about the pub instance, and she's like, "Wow, Miha, like your dreams always do kind of come true, and like, wow, that's crazy that that happened." And I was like, yeah, what are the odds? What are the odds that we bumped into my cousin at a pub, like on a weeknight? Like so weird, right? So yesterday I was home alone, of course, and my sister was not home, okay? But she was at school, and I knew that my mother had just left to go pick her up from school. And the layout of my house is kind of, it's not as difficult as it may seem. So the hallway upstairs, it is a long hallway, and there are 3 rooms at the end of this hallway. To the left is my room, to the dead center it's my sister's room, and to the right it's the office, right? So if I'm walking out of my left room, I can see from my peripheral inside of my sister's room. And I was walking out of my room yesterday, home alone, and I saw something from my peripheral in the dead center of my sister's room. It was a child run towards me as I'm walking out of my room. And it collided with me, but I didn't feel no coldness. I didn't feel like a push. I didn't feel anything, but I know it collided into me and like through me, if that makes sense. And I didn't have a good look at this entity, but basically it was a little girl, and it kind of had like brownish curly hair, and I saw like a hue of like light baby blue and white. Okay, so I'm thinking like it was probably like wearing like baby bluish whitish clothing, and it collided into me, and I literally stopped in front of my room. I was like, did I just see that? Did I just see that come so quickly into me? Like that was so bizarre. And I didn't get scared, okay? I didn't feel any apprehension. I didn't feel any fear. I just felt confused. And I literally just walked downstairs and ate some snacks. I got matcha Hello Pandas and these like Japanese cookies because I wasn't gonna stress about it. I'm so used to these occurrences now. I don't fear anything anymore when it comes to like the spiritual realm. So I kept that in the back of my mind, and I said, oof, yeah, today feels certainly not off, but I just feel something trying to connect with me. Don't know what it is, don't know who it is, but I have an idea as to who it may be. So I'm kind of keeping this in the back of my mind, and I'm going along the day excited because the Euphoria season finale was happening, and I was like, you know what? That's the perfect time for me to wind down, honestly. I am literally sitting down in my chair. Like, I have a chair over here. This is my desk, if you can see it on the corner, and then there's a chair in front of it. And after the Euphoria season finale, I just felt like I was being watched, if that makes sense. And I felt like I couldn't get up from that chair in front of my desk. And the way I could describe this is, if you guys have ever had like a lucid dream, that feeling of like floating and viewing from an outside perspective is what I was basically experiencing as I sat in that chair. I was not asleep. I was fully awake. Super bizarre, right? So I'm kind of just analyzing what I'm feeling, and I'm kind of blankly staring at my bed right here. And I see the skirt of my bed like move in like a wave, if that makes sense. it moved like completely on its own, as if something was underneath my bed pushing outward. I see this and my jaw just kind of drops and I'm snapped back into like my body, but I was still physically here the whole entire time. It's so weird. I'm like freaking out, and my best friend Clarissa is texting me, and I call her immediately on FaceTime. I'm like, and she's like, what, girl? Like, what happened? Because she saw my face and it was full of shock and confusion. I wasn't scared. It did not scare me, okay? Like, it just felt playful. It felt like confirmation as to like how deeply rooted with the spirit realm I feel right now. So I call her, let her know what just happened. I showed her like the skirt and basically described what I just described to you guys, and she said, you know, I truly feel like something is trying to communicate with you. And then I told her, hey, by the way, like one of her family members is pregnant, and I told her, hey, after I saw this little girl, I thought of your cousin. Oh yeah, that was another thing. I thought of her cousin right after I saw like this little girl, right? And she looked at me, she's like, oh my god, Alex, she just found out she's having a little girl. And we were just like, ah! Like the whole entire time. Of course, I would sense all this energy. Like I'm at such a weird frequency right now. So I'm just telling Clarissa, I'm venting to her. I'm a little emotional, not gonna lie. And I'm at the point in my life where I'm kind of like looking at things in such a different and positive perspective. And I've literally mastered the art of not taking things personal and truly understanding like just the law of the universe and manifestation, law of assumption, and just all these different factors in my life, right? So I'm telling her like I really feel, because I've mastered this and I've been putting in so much work to myself independently and personally and educationally and financially and just everything, right? And I'm kind of like getting emotional with Clarissa, and I told her how, you know, I just feel all these different emotions. I don't know what this means. I don't know who the spirit is, but I have a really good idea as to who it is. And I was telling her my theory, like regarding like certain people around my life. And as I'm talking to her, my laptop is open. Like this right here, this laptop is open, but it is completely black because it's charging. And as I'm telling her this theory, my laptop lights up and the mouse like moves. And I immediately flip my iPhone camera, and Clarissa is just like, oh my god, I saw that. And whatever spirit is like making itself known, I feel like it did that to my laptop to kind of let me know that, yeah, what you're saying right now is in line as to what is actually happening. And we were just shook even more, like, oh my god, what is that? And she asked me, okay, all these things that are happening in your room, like, are you afraid? And I told her, I responded, absolutely not. I am not afraid. I don't feel any malicious energy. I don't feel any bad intent. I feel so many emotions just passing through me. And I was crying and I was like laughing, and it was just all these emotions that I haven't felt in such a long time. And I felt like some of them weren't my emotions, if that makes sense. So Clarissa was just like, let it out, girl. Like, I am so proud of you. Like, whatever spirit is watching over you right now, it is really confirming with you that you are on the right path. And I told her, I know, like, that's truly what I feel. And I wish I could have seen like the little girl a little more better, but she like ran at me, but it wasn't like trying to hurt me. Bizarre, right? After my bed skirt moved on its own, and after the laptop lit up on its own and like moved on its own. By the way, there was no notification, no text, no iMessage, nothing that would have triggered, I guess, my laptop like completely like opening up and all that. I decided with Clarissa on the phone to pull a tarot card. And something else that was very, what's the word? Confirming the other day that happened was I decided to do a tarot card like shuffle, and two cards in particular fell out together. So then the next day, I decided to also do another tarot card pull, and the same 2 cards, again, after shuffling, fell out together. Statistically, there is such a small percentage in chance of that occurring, okay? So I knew the universe is just so aligned with me right now. And there is one card in particular out of the 78 that resonates. I'm sorry, I heard like a weird whistle right now. That was weird. Oh, I think it was a car. One of my neighbors is actually leaving. So that was probably like their brakes. But anyways, so I was talking to Clarissa, and this card means the absolute world to me, and it is the card that represents a family member of mine that has passed. So I'm telling her about this card, and I'm shuffling as she's on FaceTime with me, and a card flies out, but it doesn't fly out like rough like they usually do when you see like tarot readers just go and it flies out. No, it didn't do that. It like kind of floated down onto my desk, and I will just give you one guess as to which one you think it was. Like, even though I didn't say what card it was, yes, it was that card in particular. And I'm shook, and I start crying, and then Clarissa is just awestruck with me, and we just decided, like, yeah, that's confirmation. Everything's okay, everything's going okay. You are strong, you are loved, you are heard. And I went to bed last night just sleeping so well and dreaming a lot, and yeah, it was just amazing. So yesterday, that's what happened. A child ran into me. My bed skirt completely like moved on its own. My laptop like lighting up on its own, ringing in the ears, weird stuff, right? So fast forward to today, and same thing kind of happened. I put it down on my notes app because it happened, so I'm just gonna, let's see, pull it up. Ah, okay. So this morning I heard in my left ear ringing again. And no, it's not an issue with my ears. Like, I had a checkup not too long ago. I'm perfectly healthy. So I knew that something was trying to get my attention. And of course, I was home alone. Again, my mother was right next door at my neighbor's having breakfast, and my sister had already left with my mom. And I was in the bathroom. I had just done my yoga session for the day, and I was dry brushing my skin. I was just like, la 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 la, dry brushing, right? And I hear footsteps, vivid as day, right outside the bathroom in the hallway, like footsteps, right? And I get all quiet. I stop dry brushing my legs for a second, peer out, absolutely nothing. It was nothing, absolutely nothing. And clear as day, I heard it. I know I heard what I heard, and I didn't get scared again. I just knew that something is trying to communicate with me, and something is making itself known. And I'm excited. I feel like life is just really blessing me, and this is just all confirmation, because we are spirits and we had to be open to things like this. I wish I could tell you guys more about what the little girl looked like, but I just knew it was like a child running at me. If you've ever seen kids at the playground, like, that's literally what it was. And I know that sounds horrifying, but it wasn't. It literally looked like a real child. So bizarre, right? But what do you guys think? Have you ever had moments in your life where, like, whether it's like during manifesting, or it's even after, like, you had like a rough patch in your life, or you've looked back onto things that you presumed to be just terrible, or like people that have like done you wrong, when you're like looking at them in a new light, do things just kind of like come together, and like you're so spiritually in tune that everything seems to like fall into place? And or do you see paranormal things more often during certain circumstances. Like I just really would like to know what you guys think about this, because yeah, like I'm home alone right now as we speak, and I'm not scared at all. But that's basically a paranormal update for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and for listening to me. Before you guys exit out, I'd really appreciate if you guys liked, comment, and subscribed. And I'd really love for you guys to send me paranormal stories, whether it's down in the comments below or via my Instagram. You guys can DM me on there. I'd absolutely love to read, with your permission, paranormal stories that are similar or vaguely similar or even so far-fetched and different. I'd love to hear it all. It could be about spirits, it could be about the oneness, it could literally be about like cryptids. Like I don't care. Any and everything is welcome here on this channel. So again, thank you guys so very much. I'll be filming another YouTube video very soon, so look out for that. And until then, stay safe, stay open and aware, drink your matcha, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Thank you. Bye.